this year, and we are here to deliver. And it's about one of the most interesting midfielders in Premier League, and also about Manchester United, because in a surprising move made today, Manchester United pay the release clause for Youri Tielemans, and it's a here we go. So Manchester United, in a completely unexpected and surprising move, in few hours closed the deal for Youri Tielemans. But let's recap what happened and let's enter into the details of this story. Because my understanding is that Manchester United decided to go all in for Youri Tielemans as soon as they got last week the feeling on the Ederson deal not happening anymore. Exclusive story on Friday, I told you here, I told you on all my channels, Ederson is no longer going to Manchester United. The communication was sent to Atalanta, the communication was sent to the agent of the player. Already on Friday night, Ederson left England. He was between Manchester and London to do two different parts of medicals. Then he left England, he went on holiday, and Atalanta, as I told you in a video yesterday, already offered him a new contract for the next 5 years to show trust in the player, because Atalanta are convinced that Ederson is 100% fit. Someone said, no, it's not true that the deal is off, it's not true that the deal is not happening, this is Italian speculation, it's not true. That was the reality. Man United decided on Friday that Ederson was no longer joining the club. But while there was this Ederson situation for Manchester United to control, I told you, I respect the club, I respect other journalists who say that is not true, that is not decided, that the Ederson deal is still on and can still happen, but according to my information, the deal is off. I told you for the whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Ederson is not happening. And despite the denials, today, out of nowhere, after 3 days working behind the scenes, Manchester United, with this Ederson story still ongoing on so many media, had the possibility to work in silence on their new top target, Youri Tielemans. And Youri Tielemans is done, because Manchester United have an agreement with the Belgian midfielder, Manchester United have an agreement with his agency. There was a change of entourage around Youri Tielemans a few years ago, and Manchester United have an agreement with the agents of Youri Tielemans, so all done in terms of contract. I can tell you that Manchester United have booked a medical for the player already early this week. Could happen already tomorrow, the first part of the medical, and then it's going to be time for contract signing and announcements. I don't know about announcements because look at Andrei Santos. Andrei Santos signed his contract at Manchester United already 3 days ago. I'm waiting to be announced, but the deal is done. £48 million plus 2 in add-ons to Chelsea for Andrei Santos. The player already signed his contract, valid for 5 years, plus an option to extend, and next will be Youri Tielemans. Youri Tielemans said yes to all the contract conditions offered by Manchester United. Youri Tielemans is excited by the possibility to play at Old Trafford. It was a dream for him to be a Man United player since he was a kid, and so everything is in place. Aston Villa can't do anything. The idea at Aston Villa was to meet with the agents of the player later on and try to discuss a new contract, try to quit the release clause from the contract of Youri Tielemans, but this is not going to be possible because in terms of timing, because in terms also of decision of the player, when Manchester United arrived with 41 million euros, paid the release clause this morning, the player said immediately yes, there was nothing to do for Aston Villa to try stop the move. And so Manchester United get Youri Tielemans, Manchester United get Andrei Santos and start their rebuild in midfield. Don't forget that Manu Ugarte cannot be considered as a Man United player for long part of this season because he will be out for many months with an injury. Don't forget that Casemiro left the club. He's going to Inter Miami. It's done. It's a here we go since a long time ago. And so the rebuilding in midfield is starting for Manchester United. Andrei Santos, Youri Tielemans, Ederson is no longer happening, so 100% confirmed what I told you despite the denials. And now Manchester United are taking shape with their midfield for sure, with some big changes.
Yeah, Manchester United have agreed a new long-term deal.
Hi Reds, Youri here. I'm really excited to start this journey together. See you soon at Old Trafford.
Breaking transfer news from Manchester United. Let's get straight to our reporter Dan Khan, who's in Manchester for us. Dan, what's the news?
Good evening, Bella. Well, look, a week ago, Manchester United hadn't signed a player this summer, but now they have their third this week, and that is Youri Tielemans. He is a Manchester United player confirmed by the club in the last 60 seconds. He signs a contract at Manchester United until June 2031. By my maths, that is a 5-year contract at Manchester United for the 29-year-old Belgian.